We are in Lauterbrunnen, Switzerland today in the Jungfrau region near Interlaken. It's southwest of Lucerne, and we're going to be exploring some beautiful waterfalls and some cool hikes today. There's a couple towns in this area which you can't actually even drive to. You can only take mass transit, or you can park in a town like Lauterbrunnen and then hike up to them. So it's going to be an interesting day here in the Swiss Alps. So first up today, right when you drive into town, you see Staubbach Falls. And this is the largest free-hanging waterfall in Switzerland, 297 meters. There's a trail that you can go up and behind the base there, so we're gonna go check that out first. So they call this area the Valley of 72 Waterfalls, and you can hike to pretty much most of them, if not all of them. I love when you can get behind it, like this one, get behind the waterfall. And this next thing we're going to is kind of like a glacier snowmelt gorge. Has bored like these awesome waterfalls. I think there's 10 of them in this gorge that you can hike up to. So absolutely loving it here in this section of Switzerland. You can hear the cowbells in the background. Sound like wind chimes. You can see Staubbach Falls here in the background. And that actually shifted positions. In 1889, there was a major rock slide and caused the location of the waterfall to move by like 100 meters further south, which is pretty interesting. So up next, we're hitting the Trummelbach Waterfalls, and these are 10 glacier waterfalls inside the mountain. You take a tunnel car, it's kind of, I don't know what it is, like a tunnel cable car in, and they're illuminated. They're glacier-fed waterfalls. It's a UNESCO World Natural Heritage Site, and these waterfalls drain the Eiger, Monk, and Jungfrau glaciers, and it's the last glacier-fed waterfalls inside a mountain that are still accessible in Europe. So the Trummelbach waterfalls are actually private property, so you have to pay $11 a person to get in here, but based on this little exit stream we're seeing, it looks well worth the cost. Cool. So you can take the tunnel car up to the 6th waterfall and then walk up the rest to the 10th and then walk down all the way. So the wind from the glacier melt coming down this canyon right here is super cold. But this is awesome. Trummelbach Falls, you can see, it's kind of a pretty touristy thing. They have this infrastructure built in with the car through the tunnel and then paved walkways and stairs and stuff, so not that adventurous, but the good thing is, even though it's super touristy, it's the end of shoulder season right now, and actually the whole area shuts down in about a week. This is actually the last week that this Trummelbach Falls and a lot of the areas around here are open until around Christmas time. So even though it's touristy, right now is the very end of the season. There's not that many people here. I can see it getting crowded. It's only 11 bucks. Some of the touristy things around here, like the gondola rides and stuff, can cost 100, 150 bucks for a gondola ride. So in terms of touristy things, for 11 bucks, Trummelbach Falls, definitely worth it. You can see how the water over years and years has eroded that granite and cut that deep gorge into that stone, and it's really a magnificent example of the power of the water and almost persistence or patience, if you will. Just slowly, microns of stone every year, just slowly eroding those away, leaving these beautiful rock formations inside this gorge here. Definitely worth 11 bucks for sure. And if you can come at the beginning of the season or right at the end of shoulder season like we are now, it's totally worth it. There's some people, but it's not that crowded at all. Highly recommend it. Anywhere you turn here in this valley, it feels like you're in an epic painting or something. And then, in the middle of nowhere, come across this vending machine, which has like cheese and mushrooms and sausage and wine for sale. Some soda too. So, in the middle of your epic, serene, pastoral landscape, vending machine here for your convenience, in case you want to have a picnic.
Infamous.